6% is the actual correct answer. Which country do British voters think did the most to defeat Nazi Germany? 6% they think Soviet Union. Who did the most to defeat Nazi Germany? %42% of British people think the United Kingdom did the most to defeat Nazi Germany. 12% think it's the United States. 6% think it's France, which I think is wild. What the fuck? 6% think it's the Soviet Union. And honestly, this is just a demonstration that people are just not educated on the matter. That's it. It's like the media flexing that people are just less educated now as a consequence of their actions. Anyway, Miriam Adelson, the richest Israeli in the world, describing the genocide of Palestinians, disproportionately women, as a feminist endeavor. This winter, in her heightened distress, Adelson wrote another Israel Hayom editorial. This one, The Woman of Iron, was frantic and creative. The article argued that the Israel-Hamas war was not just a battle over Israel's right to exist. The war, Adelson wrote, was part of a feminist mission, a war against the very essence of violent patriarchy, against the armed and Islamist embodiment of the fear and hatred that certain insecure men have harbored since the time immemorial towards girls and women. Never mind that Israel had just been ranked last among the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development's 38 countries on its progress towards erasing gender-based discrimination. Israel has like numerous active parties in parliament that, you know, have political disagreements over things such as, should women be able to learn how to read? Israel has a huge gender pay gap, not to mention a far-right government anxious to increase the power of rabbinical courts, which do not recognize women as witnesses. I think one of the best, like, massagings of the narratives has been that in a deeply anti-Semitic culture that Christians had, the notion that, like, Christian supremacist values or America as a Christian nation has now turned into, like, America is a Judeo-Christian nation, okay? And that in that, we also, here in the Western world, one, do not recognize Christian fundamentalism for what it is, just religious fundamentalism, backed by dogma, incredibly violent, incredibly bigoted. And we also don't recognize Jewish fundamentalism in that same vein as well. It's only Islamic fundamentalism that represents the entirety of the religion, which is obviously not true, and that Islam is the only religion capable of having like barbaric fundamentalist thoughts that are broadly representative of the entirety of the believers of the religion. This is precisely the reason why people, even though they don't really have that same smoke for Saudi Arabia, will rarely ever talk about Israel in the same ways that they talk about Saudi Arabia in general or any other, you know, Muslim nation. Never mind. Okay, Israel. Adelson clearly enjoyed the femo-nationalist reasoning. The fact that slender fingers with painted nails press the trigger that sends many of the terrorists to hell surely creates a special sense of humiliation for those who preach male supremacy. Israel's success, the blessing for which it constantly gets cursed by its enemies, is its ongoing pursuit of gender equality. In a weird way, I don't want like people to, I don't want the Reddit atheists to be like anti-Semitic in the same way that they're Islamophobic. But it is rather odd how Reddit atheists never have that same smoke for Christianity, or even if they do have that same smoke for Christianity, they rarely ever factor in like fundamentalists within Judaism. They just never think about it. They never talk about it. Not to say that I want them to be like just as bigoted as they are to Muslims. I want them to be less bigoted towards Muslims and understand that religion is not, monolithic, and that people don't have shared opinions like the way that people think they do. You're describing Sam Harris? Oh, no, that's the thing that I've said about Sam Harris for quite a while. Same with Bill Maher. Same with same with Richard Dawkins. Same with most r/atheism dipshits. If you notice, they will have a little bit of smoke for Christianity, never to the same degree of Islam, and they rarely ever talk about Judaism. Like never, if at all. That's precisely the reason why Sam Harris, Bill Maher, and many other famous atheists will literally talk about Israel as a beacon of prosperity, even though it is literally a Jewish ethno-state. Okay? Like codified Jewish ethno-state. Okay? They never consider it in a similar vein to like a Saudi Arabia, which they regularly will, call a Muslim theocracy, which it is. The only guy I can think of is Hitchens. But even then, he was still, extra smoky for Islam. Hitchens was definitely way, way more dog shit. I mean, he was also super dog shit. He was super critical of Israel, but he also, I believe, promoted or pushed for the Iraq War, didn't he? Don't they deserve an ethno-state after what happened in the Holocaust? Fuck no. What? What are you, crazy? Bro said, don't they get to have a little bit of a genocide of their own? Come on, man. The Holocaust happened. They get to do one genocide. It's like my kill yourself token, If people online tell you to kill yourself, you get to then, capture that and then use it. You can use it on someone else. And it's like crazy because the it's not even like a resistant one. You know what I mean? It's not even like violent actions in a liberatory manner that maybe gets a little out of hand or anything. You're just doing a genocide to a whole other group of people that had nothing to do with the Holocaust. It's just as a treat. Probably because Islam is the fastest growing religion, and Muslims, comparatively to other religion followers, have a firmer foundation in terms of changing their society. Firmer foundation in terms of changing their society? What do you mean? Islam, or the Islamic world throughout history, has changed dramatically. I mean, Islam had its golden age already, unfortunately. So, in comparison to the glorious West, there was a point in time throughout history where the Islamic world was making the real scientific advancements. It's just that the current state of the Muslim world, unfortunately, is not so advanced in comparison to being victimized by Western forces in perpetuity. Yeah, they were making math while the Christians were getting wiped because they couldn't figure out how to wipe their asses. I found out that the original embassy row in the Ottoman Empire in Istanbul was like super far away from any major areas, specifically because the Westerners did not know how to use the toilets. Like they didn't have, so they would just like dump their feces in the street. So they were just like, yeah, we'll just put him somewhere over there. It's kind of funny to think about. Like, Westerners literally did not shower as much as both. It's true. Europeans did not shower as much as neither the Japanese nor the Chinese nor any of the fucking Eastern areas, Eastern regions. I would say still to this day, the fact that there's no fucking bidets in Europe across the board is yet another indication of this reality. What do you want me to do? Catch the bloody flocks? Exactly. These Japans, these savage barbarians in the Japans. Romans did? Yeah, we're not talking about the Romans, chatter. If I recall correctly, the French dumped piss buckets on the streets, showered once a month, and used copious amounts of perfume. Bidets are common in Europe. It's just a separate thing and not on the toilet seat. Yeah, that's weird as fuck. Why you gotta get up to clean your ass when you just put it in the fucking toilet? It's weird. The whites don't season their food, so their body odor isn't as bad. That's literally not true. It's actually a gene that Asians have that make them not smell. Specifically, East Asians. It's the same. What is it? It's the. What is the gene that Asian people have that, like. No, that's literally what I'm saying is actually true. It's like, fuck. What is it called? The earwax thing. Yeah. There is a. Chatters think I'm lying because it sounds so fucking racist. No, it's true. The ABCC11 gene, is that what it is? Yeah, it causes your earwax to be different. And you don't have like the same kind of sweat glands, I think. They lack a gene, not that they have one. Yeah. Not all of us can afford a bidet. We aren't millionaires. Yeah, you can't even afford a fucking $5 a month subscription, which literally would help you avoid the top of the hour ad break. The last one of today. Okay. As an Asian, I thought it was common knowledge. Funny to see so many people shocked by it. Yeah. I mean, I was surprised when I first found out about it. I think I found out about it through the earwax situation. Like, I literally, when I went to Tokyo and got my ear cleaned out, I think that might have been when I found out about it.